Welcome to News9 Mediaverse, and you are watching On Point with me. And Maratha Quota Rao refuses to die down. Jarange may have called off the agitation. Eknath Shinde might have quietened the streets. But then the problem has not evaporated. Chhagan Bhujbal has set the cat amongst the pigeons. He has alleged that no discussion was done before the unilateral announcement by the Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde on the Maratha Quota issue. Bhujbal says that the decision is not correct. He says that no note was circulated. He also said that the Marathas don't have the numbers that they claim. And he also says that the OBC quota cannot be reduced. But let me take you through some of the points. Now, Kunbi, the farmers, and most of them in Vidarbha and northern Maharashtra have Kunbi certificates and OBC status. But many from the Maratha community in Marathwada and western Maharashtra do not have Kunbi certificates and hence are not entitled to OBC reservations. Now, the issue is the Chief Minister might have skipped the legal tangle, but it has created a counter tangle, which means that the OBCs are saying, "Hamare quote se nahi ja sakta hai." So Supreme Court is saying, boss, you cannot cross 50%. There is a limit to a quota. And anyway, in the Indian Constitution, Baba Saheb Ambedkar, when he spoke about the reservations and other things, he spoke about the time limit. We have not even able to create a creamy layer system whereby people who do not deserve to get quota, they continue to get quota. And then you have these activism, the rounds of activism from the demand from the Jats in 2013 when UPA was in power to Marathas and to the Patidar Andolan. So people are not looking at the cause, but the politics heats up because you want immediate votes and the chief ministers give up, whether it's BJP or Congress. Now let's listen into what Chhagan Bhujbal is saying, because the man can really give this government a migraine, not a headache, a migraine.
Many things were approved, accepted in High Court. Only in Supreme Court they turned down it. They said, you say, according to your report, High Court report, these Maratha people, they are backward. But your report says that they are not backward. More than 50% people, MLAs, they come from Maratha community. The sugar factories, educational institutions, milk organizations, banks, everywhere these people are there. How do you say these people are backward? They are not backward. So they turned down that bill. Okay. Now still the efforts are going on. Curative petitions is there. 3 former judges, they are sitting on it and they are just thinking how to go ahead in Supreme Court and clear the position. Okay, I don't mind. Let them do it. Not only that, that OBC commission is there. Government already gave 350 crores rupees. There was all party meeting. It was said from all, it was Pawar Sahab and all Shiv Sena, everybody was there, that don't touch the quota of other people. This is other backward class or scheduled class or scheduled tribe. Don't disturb that quota. Beside that, you give them a separate quota, separate reservation. So yes, that was that. But now, through backdoor, these people, they are getting Kunbi certificate and getting, certainly not happy, very unhappy.
So I'm also joined by Kiran Tare, my reporter who took the interview, and Dinesh Jattar, senior journalist, and Brijesh, who is there with me in the studio. Now, Kiran, you have interviewed him. First to you, whether it's Patidar Andolan, whether it's Maratha Andolan, whether it's Jat Andolan, the dominant OBC and their war cry for reservation has become a national issue. But in this case, when Chhagan Bhujbal says that it's eating into OBC quota, do you think that it can create political headache for this government, Eknath Shinde's government?
Definitely, it's going to have a big, as you said, it's a migraine to Eknath Shinde government, particularly the Chief Minister. Because what has happened, the Chief Minister has taken the decision unilaterally to project himself as one of the tallest Maratha leaders. And that seems to have backfired upon him, because all the OBC organizations, OBC leaders, they have come together to oppose vehemently this Maratha notification, which is a draft notification as of now. But if it is accepted, then it will turn into a notification and the Marathas will be granted as the OBC status. Now, what has happened that there is only 19% reservation for the OBC community. There are already 375 castes and subcastes included in that OBC quota. In addition to that, what Bhujbal is saying that 15 or 16%, even if you assume that the number is correct, even if 16% of Maratha are included in OBC, then of course the Marathas are going to eat the pie of the OBC quota, and that's where the shock wave has been sent among the OBC leaders and the OBC community.
Okay, so you're saying that no, wait a minute. Shockwave will go, Mr. Jattar. Why do Marathas want quota? Is it because they don't have jobs in the traditional agricultural sector set up? Does it represent the all India trend where the dominant landed peasantry, they're not able to provide for the next generation? What is spurring that demand that Jarange becomes a hero overnight? Yes, Mr. Jattar, the question was for you.
Question is for me?
Yes, sir.
Kartikeya, I'm Sanjay Zog, not Jattar.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Yes, Sanjay, please.
No problem. Just to tell you the background, you are right. The tealing community and the agriculture contributes about 3 to 4%. In the 2022-23, agriculture was the silver lining with an 11% growth. While the 23-24, they are looking at just a 4% growth. You rightly said there are the big shots and the small and fragmented, farmers. They are in a big shot because of the climate change, because of the so-called encroachment on their land, and because there has been rush basically to save their lands for the corporate and the services sector. You are right in that sense that there are no jobs for them, not their own profession. So they are definitely hungry for means of their livelihood, and that's why majority of them are claiming that they are poor, and that's why this reservation is a must. But this is one side of the story. What Bhujbal has been saying is also from his point of view a correct version in the sense, as Kiran said, there are about 19% of the reservation which is currently given to OBCs. More than 375 castes and subcastes are there. They are also in that category. If they add into this Kunbi certificate, after getting the Maratha, then what Mr. Bhujbal is saying is that this is nothing but a backdoor entry into their own pie, and this will definitely endanger their survival because the Kunbi certificate will definitely get them an entitlement for reservation in jobs, reservation in
Sanjay,
education.
there is also one thing I have noticed from Delhi. Sanjay, there is one thing I have noticed from Delhi. Tell me if I am overreading, maybe I am wrong. Ajit Pawar is silent on this. And Chhagan Bhujbal is speaking on this, Politics is always a team. The big Maratha guy is silent. His right-hand strong OBC man is speaking. Am I reading too much into it, sir?
No, not at all. You are right. Today, their state unit president, Sunil Tatkare, we grilled him on the same issue. If you are a part and an active part and ally into the Mahayuti, how can you tolerate your OBC leader so-called going against the Mahayuti line? So he, went on just explaining and giving a poorest of the poor clarification that no, the chief minister and both the deputy chief minister will have an interaction with him and we will try to pacify him. But as you rightly said, since day one, Ajit Pawar is silent. Ajit Pawar wants to fall in line with BJP. He does not want to appear himself that he is crossing the line. So he is keeping quiet. So also Mr. Fadnavis. There was a charge within the Mahayuti and the Mahavikas Agadi also that Bhujbal is being encouraged, promoted by Mr. Fadnavis. Basically, he is pursuing the OBC cause. While Mr. Shinde wanted to appear himself and project himself.
Sanjay, because the reason I'm just asking this question is because this government has got 3 stools. It's a stool with 3 legs. Sorry, it's a stool with 3 legs. You have got Eknath Shinde, you have got Ajit Pawar, you have got Devendra Fadnavis. So Kiran, to you, one stool, 3 legs. One leg has done the job, got Jarange. Another leg is making Bhujbal speak. What about the third leg of the stool, Devendra Fadnavis?
The third leg here is very crucial. I must say that third leg has quietly adopted a policy of wait and watch. because he knows his party's core voters come from the OBC and 55% of the BJP voters come from the OBC. That are the facts. But here again, the interesting fact is that when I talked to Bhujbal today, he appeared very upset with the chief minister and not the other two deputy chief ministers, because he knows that because Eknath Shinde is trying to project himself as a Maratha leader, whereas Ajit Pawar and Devendra Fadnavis, they have taken a backseat, and Devendra Fadnavis, being a very smart and very clever politician, he has been consistently saying that he will not allow the Marathas to eat the OBC pie, and there won't be any kind of injustice to the OBCs.
Okay.
But how he will do it, how will he do it, how will he achieve it, he has no answer to that, he has no solution to that, and that has created a confusion among his own core voters.
Okay, before I go in for a break, Sanjay, please stay with me. Kiran, please stay with me. Hindsight में तो सब smart हो जाते हैं, Brijesh. But do you feel that the centre was slightly surprised by the quickness which Eknath Shinde demonstrated, or you think that he played by the script?
No. They were surprised, and
they were surprised.
Yeah, they were surprised, and many says that they don't want any kind of experiment to be done so close to the election, because Maharashtra is one another state which they are eyeing and trying to win it all seats, because like Bihar, Maharashtra has Maharashtra can upset their calculation, and this headache coming this close to the election is something which doesn't augur well for the BJP. So both sides are playing by the book, or both sides are adopting wait and watch scenario. But what I have been given to understand by centre is that they are not overtly very happy with the alacrity with which Eknath Shinde went ahead and acceded to the demand of Jarang Patil. So they're saying that everybody should have been taken into loop, and also the centre and as well as the BJP faction of the leadership should also be completely aware of how exactly are you planning to
I'll
take
ask
on
this question to Kiran. I'll ask this question, and I was reading to Sanjay. It's about image management. People say that he projects this image. Fine, he started as an auto rickshaw driver, but today he has a farm with a helipad, and that's strawberry farming that takes place. But then Eknath Shinde has come along. You have to give it to that man. There was no comparison when it came to Uddhav Thackeray and him, and he has survived for 1.5 years, 2 years now.
Well, he has survived.
He has survived, taken important decisions. This is a legal decision he has taken. He has poached Milan Devra from Congress party.
For a good 6-7 months, Kartikeya, it was like, every other day you are waiting for the Eknath Shinde government to fall. Eknath Shinde to be removed as chief minister.
But he survived. But yes, the important thing is his handling of Jarangi crisis, because I still recall when Pranab Mukherjee and senior leaders went and note out in front of Baba Ramdev, people said, "Arey bhaiya kya ho raha hai?" And suddenly the Ramdev was hero. But Eknath Shinde, he got this guy from the stage, but he has not lost his political footing. Why has that happened? What is making Eknath Shinde tick? And many other questions after a short break.
हमारी नारी शक्ति को सशक्त करने से ही देश सशक्त होने वाला है।
हर महीने महिलाओं को 1500 रुपए प्रति माह दिलवाया जाएगा।
What Nitish Kumar did to provide cycle to girls, so they could safely, quickly move out of the house, go to school, and quickly come back. Ching, 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 ching.
माँ अन्नपूर्णा तू ही, माँ अन्नपूर्णा है तू ही बीणा वादनी, हे शक्ति स्वरूपा जगदम्बा, हे नारी तू नारायणी।
News is now content. Just stream it. Download the world's first news OTT, News9 Plus, ahead of the curve.
Now let me play out one more exclusive bite of the interview which Kiran had done with Chhagan Bhujbal. We are going to play out that interview. We'll put it out on YouTube for you. But listen into this bite in which his displeasure is evident.
And what happened? Now we are told that 57 lakhs Kumbi record they found, and Now the order is give them Kunbi certificate. Okay, the officers or the ministers, some people say the 30 lakhs already they have the certificates. I do agree. Okay, already they have from Vidarbha and Konkan region. Real Kunbis are there. Okay, I don't mind, but still 27 lakhs, and that too. Then their families. Or then whosoever in their relations, they all should get Kunbi certificate and should get entry into our quota. Now tell me, already in OBCs, there are 370 small castes. The VJNT and all VJNT, very small caste and very poor people are there. Till today, the government records say 27%? No, only 9.5% reservation. The jobs are given to OBC people, 9.5% only. Not 20. I said, but what my other remaining percentage? That is not done. Now, if this big chunk comes in our quota, we have all kinds of power, money power, muscle power, political power and what not. We are losing each and everything. Absolutely not a single percent quota reservation will not be having it hereafter if this is done or this takes place.
So now it's about accommodation, that's one. The second issue which Mr. Bhujbal has raised is about the numbers. And the third issue which Mr. Bhujbal is raising is about the cabinet note. He is saying, and let me read out, Marathas are not backward, it is proved time and again, still they should get separate quota, not within the OBC. He says the Maratha quota notification is issued because there are elections and they are eyeing the Maratha votes, but they should remember OBC are bigger in number. He also goes on to say there was no discussion in the cabinet over the draft notification. I am certainly not happy. It is wrong to say Marathas are 30%, they are not beyond 16 to 17%. The social cluster is disturbed. I am not responsible. A veiled threat. I have support from all party OBC leaders. I am not worried about the government. I don't have any political agenda. There is a clear case of forgery that so many Kunbi records are found. These are the afterthought entries. Kiran, what are afterthought entries? What's the biggest? Is it just about quota, or Mr. Bhujbal is trying to reinvent himself?
There are two things. I mean, what Bhujbal is saying that the entries of the Kunbi caste certificate, Kunbi caste has been written by hand. In those, if the entries are too old, if the entries are more than 100-year-old, how there could be a handwritten entries? In those days, there won't be any ink pens, so these entries are doubtful. That is what Bhujbal is saying. And other question is that he is definitely trying to reinvent himself, because there is a big vacuum of OBC leadership in the state. Particularly after the death of Gopinath Munde, the OBC communities don't have a tall leader, and Bhujbal clearly says that there is a space for him to pitch into that vacuum, and that is why Chhagan Bhujbal is trying to aggressively put up the cause for the OBC community. Here the question, as you earlier asked about Eknath Shinde, how Eknath Shinde managed to get Jarangi Patil succeed in his agitation, and how we managed to get him all of his agitation. So let me make a revelation here. Many of our viewers might not know about it, but my information is that, and of course Sanjay will agree with me, that Manoj Jarangi Patil was none other than a creation of Eknath Shinde himself. And as a very good player in politics, Eknath Shinde knows when to play a defensive stroke and when to go aggressive. So Eknath Shinde created Manoj Jarangi Patil.
Kiran, you are saying this is an old political saying. पहले प्रॉब्लम आप क्रिएट कीजिए, फिर उसका सोल्यूशन दीजिए, एंड देन यू बिकम इवन अ बिगर लीडर बिकॉज यू हैव प्रोवाइडेड अ सोल्यूशन. लॉट ऑफ पीपल यूज्ड टू डू दैट इन यूपीए, बट यू नो व्हाट हैपेंड, द प्रॉब्लम्स बिकम बिगर एंड दे वर लेफ्ट विद लिटिल सोल्यूशंस. Sanjay, coming to you, very beautifully put, Kiran, coming to you, I'm saying, is it going to end? Because you know the politics of caste always go down to the elections. Do you think that Eknath Shinde will be able to contain these notes of displeasure?
I don't think so at all. Even though, he has emerged himself, in fact, projecting himself as a strong leader, Maratha leader, getting into basically the nitty-gritties of the Maratha reservation issue and getting Jarange Patil on his side. That's fine. But looking at it, there are three possibilities. A, there will be definitely a major long-drawn legal battle that is going to be there. Even though the Mahayuti wants to go ahead with that 45-plus mission of winning out of 48 Lok Sabha seats and 200 plus assembly seats, there will be definitely major raging differences among the three parties on this issue that will definitely have to be settled once all these three parties will meet together. And a third very interesting part, Bhujbal definitely is not at all in a mood to get himself pacified unless and until, because there is a one interesting issue that has been included in the draft rule, which is known as Sage Soire. Means what? Those relatives of blood relations from the patriarchal family, if some, for example, if you, marry into a same caste, then the same, all those benefits will go to a wife and their children and their entire family members. That is the cause of concern. That is the cause of concern of Mr. Bhujbal, saying that this will definitely add to a bigger figure, and they will definitely bring in kind of an encroachment on the existing OBC quota. So I think even though Mr. Shinde has...
Is this tension going to benefit Uddhav Thackeray, Congress and NCP of Sharad Pawar? Is it?
Kartikeya,
or they are side players?
Yeah, unfortunately, they are the most, the kind of MVA that they will definitely try to encash upon on this kind of a scenario. But the unfortunate part is that as the divided NCP, divided Shiv Sena and the faction leader Congress party are unable to put their entire bloody might together to, cash in on this issue and put up a brave front against this entire Mahayuti. That's a major concern within the MVA. So I am still doubtful whether MVA will be in a position to checkmate Mahayuti on this interesting and very, ticklish issue.
Okay, it's a point blank question. Today, who is the tallest Maratha leader when it comes to the real politics? Not notional. Is it Sharad Pawar, Eknath Shinde or Ajit Pawar?
I think Ajit Pawar has yet to settle. BJP वाले कहते हैं वो ठीक है, वो अंकल के इधर से ऊपर आना उसका है, आजमाना है उनका नेतृत्व. I don't see he is the undisputed leader. Shinde, no doubt, has emerged from last 1.5 years. He was piggybacking on BJP, but now himself has definitely come up. But he has yet to attain and elevate himself to that strongest level kind of a Maratha. Sharad Pawar is undoubtedly one of the strongest leaders, but after the split in the party, he is, groping into the dark, and he is still in the mood of fighting. How much will he succeed? Nobody knows. Right now, he is definitely on a sticky wicket.
He's on a sticky wicket. Sharad Pawar has not come out very vocally. We have not seen him on these issues reacting. Your assessment?
Well, I think, Ajit Pawar has also not spoken on this. And
the theory I have given was Ajit Pawar, he is making Chhagan Bhujbal do the job.
He's making Chhagan Bhujbal do the job, but I think, as it was said very astutely by Mr. Jog that MVA has not been able to, be in a position where they can actually exploit the situation. Otherwise, for an opposition party this close to election, this would have been a dream come true kind of a scenario, where, they would literally have gone berserk that after facing, being on the back foot after legal, political, party split and all, still they are not in a position to exploit this particular scenario.
So Kiran, the bottom line is, कहने का मतलब है when Sanjay and Brijesh are saying that they are not being able to do. So if you ask me, my understanding is करना तो वो भी यही चाह रहे थे, पक्कर एकनाथ शिंदे ने दिया.
Yeah, of course, he is firing from Eknath Shinde's gun, that we can say. Sharad Pawar knows very well that OBC, you can't hurt the OBCs in Maharashtra. They are 54% of population, which is a major political chunk. You cannot displeasure, you cannot create some dejection in a bigger community which is going to vote for you. And plus the Maratha votes never consolidated. They are always divided into all the four parties. So no party can claim that they have a full-fledged support of the Maratha. Whereas the BJP can claim a support of the OBCs, because last election they had seen that 55% of the OBC voters had voted for the BJP because they were the larger icon after Narendra Modi. Sharad Pawar knows it very well. Sharad Pawar knows the caste politics of the state very well. That is why he is silent. He is going to just wait and watch, and he is going to enjoy the atmosphere and the slugfest among the politicians of his juniors.
So Brijesh, ultimately it boils down to two things. One, which is internal to this new government, and second, the larger push in the Indian politics by the dominant peasantry to get quotas. It's a different debate that the Patidar Andolan, the Jat Andolan, the Andolans which take place in Rajasthan, the Maratha Andolan, how much Indian state can accommodate all these castes when it comes to jobs, because there are limited number of jobs. It means that, you know, they are not being employed by the private sector or getting jobs in the private sector. That's number one. But the second thing is that reservation are being seen by dominant peasantry as a sure shot way of life guarantee. I think lot of churning needs to take place this on issue. On a serious note, I feel that when there is a quota demand, you cannot assert the demand for quota on the basis of the mobilization. Now the biggest problem is that the mobilization is so immense by the dominant peasantry that it shakes the foundation and confidence of any big party, whether it's Bharatiya Janata Party or the Congress or the Uddhav Thackeray or Eknath Shinde. It's not just about the merit, it is about what they get when it comes to election. And I think that's the biggest problem areas. Or why would Jaranga become a huge hero? You know, where did he come from? Because he is reflecting the aspiration or maybe anxiety of lakhs of Marathas who feel left out. How did the Patidar Andolan became so big? And how did Hardik Patel, a boy from nowhere, suddenly became a huge hero? Because he was just representing the anxiety. I think this row over the quota is not going to end like that, because it's about business, it's about land, it's about agricultural land holding, it's about the capacity to absorb the labor, absorb the people, it's about education, that people are not migrating to other sectors for job. But then, only one way they are being dealt with is through the matrix of election. And I think it may serve some limited purpose, but in long run, it is not good politics. It is divisive. Dividends will be there politically. The quickness might be appreciated, but then it will have repercussion. So this is all in the first part of On Point. Don't go away. I'll be back after a break, and we'll talk about what made Hemant Soren disappear for 48 hours.
A defiant performance by Ten Hag's men. Now standing at 7 feet 4 inches, Satnam Singh is making his way into professional wrestling.
We are getting more good news for India.